You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
Why you gotta take it there?
Retake. This isn't gonna work.
We're not talking about any integrity in
We
this
are
room.
trying to exploit a generation.
Did I ever tell you about that time when I paid for Chinese food with the DVD? The grease is the gravy.
You guys played footsie under the table.
Well, yes, but that's irrelevant. I can smell Pepto-Bismol from here. It tastes like an antacid tablet. Why are there so many Draculas everywhere? No, there's vampires everywhere.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 141. I'm your host, John Rowe, joined by my co-host,
Adam Hamm.
straight from Bloomington. What was the shortened name for the Bloomington normal area that you came up with?
I call it Blono.
Blono? You really want to tell people you're from Blono?
I don't want to tell people that, no.
Okay, good.
That is a
I'll tell them
personal thing I use between other Blonoans.
Ham from Blono. Hammy from the block.
That's me.
Hammy from the Blono.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds awful.
It does. It sounds horrible.
Hanging out at the Schnucks.
We both know I don't go to Schnucks.
I still think that's the weirdest name for a grocery store you could ever come up with. It's Schnucks.
It doesn't seem weird to me, I guess, just because they've been around. But
They get around, baby. Round, 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 round. They get around.
indeed.
That's a Beach Boys song, Adam.
I know that.
Round,
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 round, get around,
I get around. Oh,
Round,
God.
round, get around.
That's going to be horribly desynced. All right.
Oh, yeah. It's going to sound really bad.
Oh, of course. Just like my terrible microphone issues I'm having.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's all right. It's what I like to imagine is like a reboot style scenario inside my computer where different forces are fighting for exclusive control over my USB microphone
yeah.
drivers.
Megabyte and hexadecimal.
Yeah, hexadecimal's like, use the Windows default sound mapper that automatically controls the gain,
Yeah.
ruining the audio quality. And I really apologize in advance for the audio quality of this episode because as I'm witnessing my waveform drop from super low to super high at seemingly random intervals, it is incredible. All right, so I just want to so people are terrible. All right.
Okay.
So I'm just
that's
gonna
how you want to
start
start it out, huh?
with that hyperbolic statement. People are
Okay.
terrible. And so like they've made like all of these audio programs dummy proof. So they're like, "Oh, people are too stupid to know how to use a mic. So we want to make it so that their volume stays at a normalized level." You know, that sounds good, normalized volume, except for that when you're someone who knows how to use audio equipment and knows how to set up a microphone and knows the distance you need to be from a mic to talk to get a decent level and to keep your head still and to speak in the mic correctly, then the automatic gain control is like, oh, he stopped talking for a second. We got to crank that volume up because it's getting too quiet. And then I say something and it fucking clips out the audio. And I've noticed already on my waveform it getting loud and quiet and loud and quiet. I do some wizardry with this in Adobe Audition when I edit this. I perform some audio wizardry in the form of software simulated audio compressors, which usually fix a lot of the issues with the volume changes. But I might need to use Levelator on my own WAV file at this point to get it to do it because I know I don't have a lot of background noise, so it should fix it. Mm-hmm. Adam, you'd asked about Levelator earlier.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into some podcast meat and potatoes here. But Levelator is a program that it's really cool. You basically drag a WAV file onto it, and it automatically levels the volume to like a normalized level. So if you're, recording with a lot of inputs and you have quieter talkers and louder talkers, it works great because if you're using the same microphone for everyone, it levels the audio. The issue is if you have different microphones or different people or different microphones and different inputs, it fucks everything up royally because it takes two background noises and doesn't know what to do with itself. But it works great in specific situations. And this one, it'll work if I just do my own WAV file before I put it in the eventual mix for the podcast.
Maybe you could do both of them separately and then
I tried that once, and
Oh, yeah.
it still sounded bad. And I noticed it
Oh.
just clipped there, even though I said I tried that once. That was a clip for some reason, even though in Audacity that didn't go to the clipping point. Whatever software is controlling my recording decided to clip that input, before it got to Audacity, which was not necessary. All right, whatever. I'm done being pissed about my computer, so let's move on.
Okay.
And I don't know what's happened because literally we've been recording this the same way for like 2 months, and this has never been an issue. And
Yeah.
I don't know. So,
It's weird.
yeah, pretty terrible. But my mic's great.
Yeah.
It's an amazing sound quality mic that I have, and Adam has probably the equivalent of it. But you can't buy mine because mine's like from 2008.
Yeah.
So it is like a newer one that's pretty close, if not better, in quality. But it works great when it works great.
Mine
But,
actually works too good for me.
yeah, it's because you aren't recording in an abandoned podcast studio like
know.
I am.
I've actually, I've actually thought about getting the snowball too.
No, don't.
Just, I don't know.
Don't.
It would probably cut out some of that background noise. But.
It actually isn't that bad. It wasn't that bad last time. Although I marveled at how amazing our podcast sounded that we recorded at your place.
Yeah,
And
it's
it
so
makes
much better.
Oh my god. You using those condenser mics, even in your bad acoustic, it didn't make a difference. It was just
Yeah.
It was just the ability to have two inputs that are like that I can
Yeah, yeah.
control on a mixer versus having it. So I think my final solution, trademark the Nazis, final solution to my audio problem. So I'm gonna take the reboot computer people in my computer, and there will be a final solution, and that will be I'm just gonna hook my goddamn mixer up and then hook it into the mic input because that won't fuck around
yeah.
with everything.
That should work.
Yep. It's what I got to do because for some reason when you use a USB mic, Windows is like, hey, you don't know what to do with the mic, so we're going to control it for you and not give you options to turn it off.
Yeah.
Yay. All right, but this should sound better because I think I fiddled with it enough. But, I said I was going to change topics. And I didn't.
You
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah, I know. I'd like to mention also that we drank those AMP energy drinks in the last podcast, and I feel
Yeah.
like my fucking life exploded with energy.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Like, I haven't had an energy drink in a while, and those amps, they get you.
Yeah. Actually, I bought a Monster for tonight, but it's still in the fridge.
Oh,
I
shit.
still have some sweet tea left over.
It's cool. I bought I bought a fucking amp, and I drank
you
it
did?
before we recorded this, so I'm full of pep and vigor right now.
Awesome.
Which is great, because I'm going to go golfing tomorrow with my dad,
Yeah, Totally
So,
need pep for that.
stay up late. Yeah, well, I drank it already, so I'm fucked. I'll just have to have a coffee tomorrow morning. Anyway, yeah, so I had a good week. Back to work, back to the grind.
Yeah,
It was an
yeah.
amazing situation. Like when you take a vacation and you go back to work, it's like the worst.
Yes. I do know.
Oh, yeah. Well, in this situation, I came back and I didn't have anything to do my first day. It was a real slow day. So it was
That's great.
awesome. It was and then the second day was really slow as well. And I was like, all right, this is too slow. And then the third day was slow. And I was like, oh my God, nothing's happening. And then bam, I got hit Thursday, busy, 9.5 hour day, Friday, 9-hour day. Monday and Tuesday will also be busy. So, you know what? It catches up to you. But at least I had that slow ramp up where I had a couple days of catching up before I got into the fucking full swing of things.
Me too. It was a good time for me too because, Sunday is my first day and Sundays are always slow. So it was a good ramp up.
That is good. Anything interesting happened down in Blono while I was gone?
My brother's been in town, so we've been hanging out morning and night pretty much.
I met your brother.
Yeah.
That was a weird experience.
Totally. Yeah.
Not like that your brother's bad or anything. He seems like a really cool guy. But
And a listener.
yes, and a listener. So thank you. But I'm sure he's awesome because he seems like he's into cool shit. But like, he plays fucking League of Legends for some reason because he's a masochist. He doesn't play the true game that is Dota 2. He plays a baby game known as League of Legends.
Your comments.
Well, that's a baby
Comments on
game.
that.
So, the baby game that babies play. Heroes of New Earth is where it's at. That's where
Oh,
the real adults play.
yeah, I bet.
Heroes of New Earth is the place where your like fucking Russian and German people will scream at you and throw expletives your way when you don't know how to play your class correctly.
What's the They have like a bunch of those now. They have the Lord of the Rings one, and they have like a
Lord of the Rings one.
Yeah.
What the shit is that? I've never heard of that.
You could be like Gandalf. Do your
You could be like Gandalf.
You can't.
I'm
you
gonna
can totally-
I'm gonna mid Gandalf.
Exactly. You can totally top Gandalf, bottom Gandalf. It's all,
Well, you know,
it's all
I
there.
know Ian McKellen is it Ian McKellen? Did I say
Yeah.
that right? Oh
Yeah.
my god. For some reason I thought his name was Glenn McKellen.
You're thinking Glenn McKinnon.
I think I must be.
Yeah.
Glenn McKellen. So Ian McKellen, yeah, he likes it top and bottom.
Yeah.
Zinger. Oh fuck. Anyway, interesting story about Ian McKellen.
Yeah?
When I was in London, he was playing King Lear,
Oh yeah.
and I didn't get to see it. But we were gonna originally go as our like theater group because it was kind of a study abroad thing we were doing. But we weren't able to get tickets because it was really expensive, and like they were like, we'd rather get more tickets to more shows than just see this one.
Oh,
It was like constantly sold out.
sure.
But apparently she saw it. They got like 3 tickets or something just for some random people that wanted to go. And she saw it and she was like, I can see why Ian McKellen brings in all the dudes. Because he's naked on stage at one point in
Yeah.
King Lear. And she was like, yeah, he's
He's
packing heat. He's packing heat.
Oh. How funny would it be if he was just like totally ripped?
Yeah, it was just abs.
Yep, exactly.
God was not unkind to him. I'm
see.
sorry that I'm clipping here because my gain control decided to boost my volume there because I was silent for a few seconds.
You just
God,
made it
this
worse
is-
when you point it out, man.
It's not because I feel like, well, maybe it is, but I want to point it out because I want people to know that I'm not actively mixing this poorly.
Okay.
That Windows is conspiring against me to make a good sound quality.
It's a point of pride.
It is because I've
Yeah.
worked like fucking almost 4 years on this fucking podcast,
Yeah.
trying to get the audio better and better, and then Windows decides to fuck me in the ass. All right, changing subjects back again. Ian McKellen's giant dong. Okay, what was before that? Oh, you had said. Oh, we were talking about League of Legends.
Yeah. Warcraft
And-
has a MOBA now too, I think, or they're making one.
Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Which is kind of interesting because they've got Heroes of the Storm and Heart of the Swarm.
Mhm.
The StarCraft update, Heart of the Swarm. So they
Yeah.
are very similar in name.
I think they're just basically trying to take over every possible mode of gameplay possible.
Yeah,
Card games, and MOBAs, and strategy, MMO.
you play any Hearthstone?
No, I haven't bothered to get my Blizzard
I need to play
ID
more because
unlocked.
yeah, if you play if you win 3 matches in Hearthstone, you unlock a mount in World of Warcraft,
Oh,
and I need that mount.
those
I need the
bastards.
mount. I need
Yeah,
that mount.
I know.
I've been playing a ton of World of Warcraft again. Got back into the swing of things again.
The
God, I
audience
love
can't
that
see,
game.
but I'm just closing my eyes and shaking my head.
I love that game.
Ugh.
Right now, I just started the quest to get my Cloud Serpent mount. Those look so fucking badass. It's actually a really cool quest. So you start off and this will be cool. Just wait a sec. You start off and you like pick your egg and you like hatch like a baby Cloud Serpent and you have to raise it to an adult and then you get to like race on it as it like gets into adulthood and like it's pretty cool actually. So you like grow your own mount from a baby. It's actually pretty cool
That does sound pretty cool.
because you have the like when you do the daily quests in the area, your little, you choose the color red, green, or blue, like, and he follows you around for the quests and stuff, and I don't know, it's pretty cool. So I don't know, it gives a little bit more of attachment to your mount.
So is a Cloud Serpent kind of like dragon, like Orient?
Yep,
Asian
exactly.
Dragon style?
Oriental Adam, yes.
I caught myself right at the beginning of that.
Too late. I heard it.
Uh,
I always wondered why Oriental was a negative term.
I think it's just because that's what white people called Asians back in the day when they thought the Orient was like some kind of I don't know,
I guess
India or something. It was just like a misnomer type thing that like calling Native Americans Indians. I think it's kind of on the same line, pretty much.
I guess.
Although I do that.
I don't think that Asian people are, just as I don't think Native Americans are super duper offended by like Indian or Oriental. Yeah. It's just kind of like, there's a better term that you can use now. Right. But well, I always like the term. Well, what about the Orient Express?
Yeah,
they're freaking baiting us. All these Asian restaurants.
Yeah,
It's like, if you don't want us to use it, you can't use it. I'm sorry.
I guess. I don't know. It's one of those. I don't know. It's one of those great.
Do you think that like Asian rappers are going to start using like Orient as like a slang word in their rap? Just
probably not, just because it's probably hard to rhyme with.
It's true. I don't know what rhymes with Orient. Nothing. I think that's one of those non-rhymable words.
Florient. I don't know. Is that a word?
Lothlorient. A lot of Lord of the Rings based rap coming from the Asian community. No, but oh man, Oriental. I don't know. I always felt like that was a weird derogatory term, because I don't think it's super derogatory, because like, one could make the argument, and I'm not Asian, so my opinion means absolutely nothing, because I'm sure if Asian people are offended by it, then it's offensive. But like, saying like Orient, I could see the argument like, oh, that's like lumping all of the Asian countries into one class, like we don't want that. Except for that everyone just says Asians.
Right.
And that's way also the same problem.
Which covers an entire continent.
And including India.
Yeah.
Because India is in Asia. And Russia is in Asia. Or, a large part of Russia is in Asia.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think maybe part of it is that Oriental kind of brings culture. Kind of brings like a kind of mystical or mysticism type kind of feel, I think, and maybe
I could see that. Why not? I wish white people had a name like that, like a mystical white person term.
Something better than cracker.
Well, no, but like Anglos or Anglo-Saxons.
Yeah,
I don't know. Do you know? I learned an amazing fact today.
What's that?
All right, so the conqueror, the French. General Napoleon.
Yeah.
You know how he was super short?
I've heard that, but he wasn't that short.
What's your height, Adam?
5'9".
5'9". So he was listed as 5'2".
Yeah.
But that was back before the metric system and the unification of measurements. And actually, the French inch is longer than the English inch is, which is what we use in America today.
Right.
So actually, if you convert it, he gains 5 inches.
So 5'7".
He was 5'7", which back then was, on the short end of average.
Well, yeah. I mean, even
he was pretty close to average height.
Even today, it's gotten a little bit more even. But even today, I think Europeans are generally shorter than than us. So
depending on the country, yeah. But like England is a little bit shorter, France, and I think the Scandinavian countries have always trended taller, and
I think average even North American is like 5'11". So
yeah. North America's 5'11", which is I think the tallest. No, Netherlands I think might be taller at 6 even, but it's pretty close to the top.
Yeah,
but so he wasn't super duper short. He was pretty average for his height.
Weird.
But artists, particularly English artists, have always called him short, and it's always been kind of the short guy syndrome, and all that shit kind of came from hearsay, really, honestly. Not saying that he was a massive guy, but he wasn't super duper short. Same thing with Viking helmets. God damn, I had all this busted today.
Oh, they didn't have like horns.
They didn't have horns. That was something that was added by artists and operas and stuff.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah,
but it's smart. It totally makes sense though, because like, why would you have a horn?
To be threatening.
I guess, but like, are you going into battle and be like, oh my god, scary horns? Like, come on.
Maybe
they made a really good point though. It's like, why would you have horns on your helmet? Because horns give your combatant an easy
leverage.
Thing to grab to rip your helmet off, or B, if you have the helmet strapped down, something they can rip your head down with and slit your throat. I mean, it's a handle basically for your head.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is not good. Although the Japanese kind of had crazy horned helmets too.
Yeah.
But there were some more like ornamental horns.
I was going to say, I don't think those would really hold up any near any kind of twisting or anything.
No, they're pretty much like just like sheet metal. It was
decorative,
Yeah, you couldn't really get a good handhold on it. I don't know. We'll have to go back in time and ask some Japanese warriors what they think. Samurai, if you will.
I'm all on that.
Adam, that's your next assignment for the website.
For the website.
Go back in time, figure out what the deal is with those horned helmets.
It's kind of funny. I didn't have an article on it, but I saw some kind of article for physicists having been able to simulate time travel with a photon.
Oh, really? Wait, what does that mean? Simulate?
Yeah, I don't really know if that means anything at all, really.
All right.
Or what the significance of that is.
Okay.
But I just saw an article and I'm like, huh. I think I started to read it and I was like, well, I don't know. This doesn't really say a lot. So
interesting.
So that's good news, I guess.
Yeah.
For science.
God,
sure.
Physics are crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to like describe that. It's just
it's pretty nuts.
Physics are insane, and I'll never understand it. Not fully, at least, because you kind of have to be super smart.
Well, you have to have a good knowledge of math, I think.
Yeah, and like it's funny because like you can watch specials, and I read a bunch of what's the name of that guy?
Brian Greene.
Brian Greene. Thank you, Adam. I was about to Google it, but he wrote like Fabric of the Cosmos and oh shit, what was his other book that was really good? But he did an amazing special. What was his name?
Brian Greene.
I just forgot it again.
Brian Greene.
I got to think of the other book because I got to put a sweet plug for his book that I read. Let's see here. What books did he write? God damn it. Seriously? Wikipedia is the worst, all right? So he's written a bunch of like books that explain stuff, and they have a bibliography that's just his technical articles. They don't have the books that he's written. I think the book that he wrote was Elegant Universe. That was the name of the book.
Yeah, that was his most popular one.
Yeah, and there's actually an amazing PBS special that he did that's like 5 or 6 episodes that is incredible to watch if you want to get into that. Although some of the contents of it have since, I think, shifted in the ability for it to be correct.
Well, one of the things is I think he deals in some string theory, and I was surprised to find that string theory is not nearly as accepted as I thought it was. There's no.
It is a bit more, but not in the way that he describes string theory.
There's no physical evidence for string theory at all. Like people theorists have created a construct which explains a lot of things that.
Like a golem.
Like a golem.
A construct like a golem?
Yes, like a construct.
Like a rust golem?
Yep, it resists like 20
People
damage.
that play D&D just shit their pants when I said rust golem.
Yeah.
I want to explain what a rust golem is because I'm sure nobody plays D&D that listens to this, but rust golems are like magical constructs that like super high level wizards can create. And they are badass. They usually have a lot of damage resistance. They're really hard to knock down. But rust golems, if they touch you and attack you, they can like dissolve your armor and weapons, including like magical armor and weapons that are really expensive and took you forever to get. So they're a big fuck you enemy in that game, and they're awful.
It's right, bad Adam? Too, because I think they resist magic too.
Yeah, they're terrible. They're awful.
They're
so yeah, you got to get in close to kill them. And probably lose some of your armor, but that's why when you find a rust golem, you got to have your rust golem gear, which is just shittier armor and weapons that you're okay with losing.
Wooden equipment.
Yeah, basically. Oh, you know that works actually. Wooden armor. You get a druid
that's
in there.
Druids, with some...
Anyway, enough wowing and D&Ding. Adam.
Yeah.
What's going on in Blono?
Well, like I said, me and my brother have been hanging out.
That brings me back to my original point.
Excellent.
No, it was weird seeing your brother because the last time I had seen your brother was probably more than 10 years ago.
It was when I was in high school, which means he was probably 6 or 7.
Yeah, that was weird. He's like a full-grown adult now.
He turned 18 recently.
It's a crazy like mind meld of the fact that I saw this person when they were a child.
Yeah.
like a little kid, and now they're a full-grown adult, and it makes me feel really old.
Yeah.
Being able to think that, even though I'm only 28.
Yeah.
I feel extremely old
I know.
because of that.
He's constantly making me feel old.
I mean, it's a little bit better for you because you've seen the gradual growth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas me, it hit me all in one thing. Like, oh my god! Like, this was a little kid we played Smash Brothers with on the GameCube.
Right.
And now he is a full-grown adult.
Indeed.
That like drives a car.
Yeah.
And can get Little Caesars for us for lunch.
Yes.
Which is what happened when we were over there.
It did happen.
How was your crazy bread?
Good. I
didn't think it was as good as it usually is.
I thought it was fine. I didn't have any problem with it.
It wasn't as greasy as it usually is. I'm used to biting into a crazy bread stick and just grease exploding into my mouth.
Yeah. I guess it wasn't quite that greasy.
They're a little drier. Blow no.
I have a hard time calling those dry, but...
I said drier.
I suppose.
Less crazy.
I thought they tasted fine, so...
Oh, they tasted fine too, but, not as crazy as I'm used to them being.
Yeah. A little less loco, that crazy
So you've been hanging out with your bro.
Yeah.
Hanging with the bro in the blow-no.
Uh-huh. So we've just been chilling, watching vids and stuff, but when the Steam sale started, there was a change that happened because I bought a game.
You played a video game?
Yep, and we've been playing it quite a bit in the last few days.
I have a question for you. So you bought some... Okay, so the Steam summer sale started on June 19th.
Yeah.
I have bought 0 things.
I have bought three things, I think.
I have hit the point in Steam sales where I own almost everything that goes on sale.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's pretty bad, actually, when I think about it. It's like, oh, good, this, oh, cool, like Stave Decay is on sale. Oh, wait, I bought that already. Dragon Age, oh, I already have that. Oh, yeah. Skyrim, oh, I have that. Like, I have everything.
I don't have Skyrim on computer, so I thought about getting it.
You should, just for the mods, man. There's some crazy shit in that game that they've updated.
Yeah. But
I don't know.
One of the things I purchased on the first day.
Okay.
I've been playing quite a bit. Got it for $10.
Okay.
Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Storm 3.
On PC?
Full burst. Yes.
Wait, can you get the full name of that?
I'll try. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 Full Burst.
That is the correct name according to Steam.
Yeah.
And this is a fighting game?
I think we played it actually on PS2, the first one, Naruto Ultimate Ninja or something, Ultimate Hero.
Wait, isn't this like a fighting game and like a running around?
They kind of in the Storm series, I think they merged kind of like a story mode type thing, but it's still mostly battles. It's not there is like an overworld type thing where you're running around doing like little quests and stuff.
Oh man. I love Naruto.
Yeah, this game is fun.
It looks gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. It looks incredible.
Yeah, it looks like there's just like animation, kind of like how the South Park game is like.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it looks like the show, this looks like the show.
It's pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we've been playing that.
You've been battling.
Yeah, we battled a lot. It's been fun.
Oh my God. The next time you come over, we're gonna have to.
Yeah.
When you come up here, we're gonna have to rekindle our Dragon Ball Z battling.
Budokai 3.
And I may have to record it.
Yeah.
We may have to record this and get our ultimate battling. I'll have to buy another USB controller.
Oh yeah.
Because I got Super Nintendo controllers and a Nintendo controller for my USB, which are nice. And are awesome. They actually have the selling point was like, this is close to the original weight, and they look like the original controller, and they have like similar button, I guess springs and stuff in them, so they feel really close, which is awesome. Or you could just buy a USB mod, because I think you can buy a thing that you can just convert the inputs for you.
I've been thinking kind of recently about getting Retron 5.
Oh yeah, I've heard those are pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's like $130 or $140 though.
But it does like everything, right?
But that's the thing. It does everything. It does NES, Famicom, SNES, Super Famicom, Sega, Mega Drive. It does all that shit. Game Boy.
And it uses real cartridges, correct?
Yeah.
So you plug the cartridge in, so you're not pirating. Yep. You just have the ability to play.
I've got a bunch of SNES games that I do not have.
Not Link to the Past.
No, that pisses me off. No, I don't have that anymore. But
good news on Link to the Past, though.
Yeah.
If you want to buy it. So interesting trend going on in used game sales.
Uh-huh.
NES, SNES kind of had a price boom about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Now it's shifting away now.
Yeah.
It's shifting up because, we're talking original PS1 games and N64 games are now like kids that are in college who now suddenly have income are like, shit, I got to buy these old games again because my mom threw out my system. And for me, that was I need to buy a Super Nintendo because I never had one and I wanted one when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I already have an N64 because I, got that when I was older. And so I would imagine prices would probably definitely drop down. I mean, I bet you could get Link to the Past for, I don't know, $40 now, maybe 30. I think it was getting close to 50,
That's
50,
a great
60.
Game. But yeah, I think I have the SNES. I have the SNES, but I don't have the controllers, or vice versa, or something. Cables.
Yeah.
I think was the problem.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the game's 30 used now, it seems.
That's totally worth it for Link to the Past.
Yeah, I think that's about what I paid for my copy. 30-ish.
And I have, I think, all the others. I don't know if you borrowed any or not.
I may have, but I think for the most case, I gave all of your games back and then bought. Because do you have a copy of Super Mario RPG? I
did, yeah.
Do you still have it?
I don't know. It's across the room right now. I don't want to move.
Because I have my own copy. I almost specifically remember I bought my own because I remember I left the price sticker on mine so we could tell them apart.
Oh, yeah.
Because I figured there was a period where I was like, I need to get all these games and get caught up.
I have a pretty killer collection.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more I look back, though, at the SNES catalog, and there's a lot of it's like, there weren't that many amazing games that came out for that system.
Yeah, I know. I've got most of them, which surprised me,
probably
actually.
20 or 30 games that are, like, great.
Yeah.
And that's about it. And most of them are Nintendo, like, published.
Yeah.
A majority,
I don't know. Mystic Quest, man.
Ugh, fuck Square. That game.
I got that.
That game is fucking awful.
And
anyone that says it's good is wrong.
It holds a special place in my heart, though, because it was the first RPG I played. So
that's like the League of Legends.
Oh, don't go there, man.
Final Fantasy
Come
games.
on now. That's a cheap shot. It's a cheap shot.
It's a cheap shot directly to the heart of the correctness of that issue. Anyway, that game's for babies. It's terrible. But I'm trying to think of what the first RPG I ever played was. I think it was. God, it may have been Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah,
it may have been, but it may have been Lunar. I think it was Lunar.
Probably. I still wish I could finish that because you have that game.
I do.
I played for half of it. I'd like to finish it.
It's my it's in the top 10 of my favorite games of all time, just for the memories I have of it.
Get, though. That one's hard.
But I played the Sega CD version originally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because my cousin had a Sega CD, and she played it. And we played through a little bit of the start of it, and I loved it. And then when I got my PlayStation, I was like, "Let's get a copy of that."
Is it actually Lunar, or is it Lunar 2?
No, it's Lunar Silver Star Story Complete.
Is
the name of the PlayStation 1 version.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one's just Silver Star Story.
They made a 2 one, didn't they? Did they make a Lunar 2?
They did make Lunar 2, and it was pretty well received. I never played it, though. That game, pretty penny to purchase that one used, because it came with like 8 billion extras.
Yeah. I don't even really care about the extras that much. Although, I will say that instruction manual is hilarious.
Oh, yeah. I had the I need to fucking see if I can buy that strategy guide that was written for it. Somebody may have made hopefully someone has scanned that.
Oh my god!
Because so Lunar Silverstar Story Complete had a hard leather bound instruction manual.
Yeah.
With all the moves and everything, and then it had like the first 2 chapters of the walkthrough in it. And it fucking even has like one of those cloth like strips that you use to save your place, like they're in old ancient books.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
ribbon.
Yeah, the thing about that in like strategy guide is it's written like hilariously.
It is.
Like it has jokes. It's like talking about like there's God, I can't even remember the character's name, but there's it's an R, I think. God damn it.
Which one?
Oh, the fat guy that joins you. Is it Ramoon? Raymond?
I don't remember. I remember Nash was the mage guy.
Oh yeah, he has the sweet hair.
Yeah.
But oh my god. I'm gonna look it up. Lunar characters. Wow, I spelled that wrong.
Alex, I think, was the main character.
Yeah, Alex was the main character. Oh my god. I want to see how close I was. I don't even see his name.
Ramon?
Supporting. Ramus!
Ramus.
I was so close.
Oh.
I was so close.
Yeah.
But Ramus is like a, if you've seen Game of Thrones, he's like a Sam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he doesn't really want to be part of the story, but he's your friend from like growing up, so he like has to like be there. But yeah, the thing makes fun of him. Like the manual always makes fun of him. Like he'll be like, he's probably in his tent peeing his pants right now, that loser. And it's just like, this is amazing. Like just like commentary on the game as you're reading it. Like I just read the instruction or the fucking walkthrough because it was fun.
Yeah. And the game itself is funny too.
I gotta see if I can get a copy of that strategy guide because my cousin let me borrow it because she had it and she like took it back, which is unfortunate. Amazon has it. Oh god, it's gonna be expensive. Oh, what? $5 used?
Really?
Holy shit! New from 40? That's not so bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
I was expecting that to be expensive as hell.
Which is the game, like 200?
No. Yeah, I mean if you want the original game, but like used good copy. Like $10. I'm gonna totally buy one of these. But yeah, I'll have to get the other one too because I'd love to hear the story behind like who wrote that because it's just fun.
It is.
I think it's Working Designs is the company that I think did the translation for the U.S.
Yeah.
And they have apparently all of their RPGs are like that,
really?
Where they did a really good job translating, and yeah, so I'm gonna have to check that out because, good
game.
Love it. It is. Oh, one of my favorites. What about you? So, how did your Narutoing go?
Good. My brother is really good at games. Or, well, he's better than me at games, which maybe isn't saying a whole lot, but he quickly started beating it a lot. But
oh yeah, they did a PSP version of Lunar.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, or like a redo, I guess, of Lunar. But it changed a few things up that I didn't want. I think it changed the soundtrack.
Oh, that was a great soundtrack.
I know.
Why would you want to change that?
So, yeah, they really... apparently, Game Boy Advance is a little bit better. But the PlayStation one's like clearly the best version.
Yeah.
God, I love this fucking game. Oh, and they changed the graphics too. Ugh.
No, you don't want that.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, it looks so much worse. I'm sorry. That's annoying. See, it's annoying. Why would you change perfection?
Yeah.
So if you want a copy of the full game in box, $200.
Oh.
I have that.
Yeah, I know.
I have that whole set. Whether or not I have all of the discs anymore and the box, I don't know. And the map that came with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, that's a good one. And it's one of my favorite games of all time. And Adam has to play it.
Yeah. Anyway, later on, I started started beating him again, so we're now pretty
got
even,
better?
I think. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, for the moment, anyway. But yeah, that's a fun fighting game. The Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 Full Burst. You don't want to go half burst. You want to go full burst.
Yeah. What does the full burst entail, Adam?
I think it involves maybe a couple more characters. There's a lot of characters there.
You get a full burst of characters.
Also, he hasn't seen the show in forever. And neither of you, I guess. So there's like a million characters that you probably aren't aware of in it.
Cool.
But yeah, it's cool. So he's learning some of the story now from the game.
All right. Interesting.
Indeed. And also, we went to see my sister on Friday.
Your sis?
Yep. And they had Arcade Remix Super Street Fighter 4 from Xbox thing. So we actually played that.
Man, you love yourself some fighting games.
We played like 6 hours of fighting games when we were there. I'm not gonna lie.
I never really got into fighting games other than like Smash Brothers.
I don't know. They're fun if you have somebody to play with them.
And Gundam Battle Assault 2, of course.
Yeah.
God, I love that game.
You love that guy in that game.
That was like literally one of the few like fighting games I ever really got into.
That's
like,
because you could do that guy and you could just choke on it all day long.
No. Not even that. But like I played through the story of that to unlock characters like multiple times. I looked up strategy guides on how to unlock all the different Gundam characters and like
that was a fun game.
That was a fun game. I really liked it.
That was PS1?
And, I mean, it was PS1.
Yeah.
Yep. Gundam Battle Assault 2. I remember it because it famously had an ad on like official PlayStation magazine, which I was a subscriber of at the time, and it had an ad with like a fucking thumb that was like ragged and destroyed with blisters, and it said like, "Your hands aren't ready for this," and like it showed the game. Yeah. And I was like, and I had those thumb blisters from that game.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Analog or digital controls, the digital D-pad stuff in fighting games is brutal.
It is. I'm surprised you were able to play on Xbox controllers.
I used the analog.
With that terrible, terrible D-pad.
Oh, the D-pad's horrible. I almost bought a couple more controllers with the new D-pad on them, but I didn't because
it's the absolute. There's no point. We're past that.
Well, I use them for computer though too. I guess if they ever get the PS4 controls working for it.
Oh my God! Yeah. Well, PS4 is broken.
Yeah. Xbox One controllers are now working on PC, I think. So.
Which I think they have the updated D-pad.
Yeah, I think
on
so.
them.
Yeah.
So they work better.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else you play? Any more video gaming news?
No, not really. Although,
what else did you buy on the Steam sale?
So I bought that, and I bought.
What's your Steam sale haul?
Oh, there was a Far Cry pack that had like all the Far Cry games, for like $13. I hadn't really played any of them, so I thought, well,
I already have all of them.
What the hell?
Have you played Far Cry 2?
I haven't played any.
That fucking game is amazing.
I hear that, so.
And you will hate it.
Yeah.
You will absolutely hate that.
Why is that? Because that stuff to do everywhere?
No, because that. Holy shit! But that game is such a player fuck you game.
Oh yeah.
So, I guess you like fucking other player fuck you games. So.
Well, I like Dark Souls. That's kind of a player fuck you game.
Yeah. This is a little bit worse than that because it's kind of a random element. Player fuck you, kind of like like how randomly generated games are, cause so like in Far Cry 2 you have malaria, and so at any point your malaria can set in, and your character will become unconscious and you can die, depending on whether or not you've made a friend. Like you can meet other characters and like get them to join you and be your like friends, and so if you sometimes randomly they'll show up during firefights to help you, or you'll get a call from them for help, and if they die they fucking die. Yeah, it's cool because the game just is built on like randomly generated like moments like that. Just like shit can happen at any time. Like you can be in a car chase, like chasing down a bunch of terrorists or whatever. Fuck, I forget who you're fighting against. Like the Jackal and his like minions who are, it's like a warlord. So like these, guys that fight for these, the warlord down there.
Yeah.
I guess they're like gun runners mostly. But anyway, you can be like chasing them, through like a jungle, like on the track and like, shooting from your car and then a zebra will jump out and crash your vehicle and you're like, fucking Christ. And then you get into a gunfight and you slip down into like the river and then an alligator attacks you. It's a real fun game because like crazy shit happens like that all the fucking time.
Yeah. Well, I heard Far Cry 3 is pretty good too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, another thing about Far Cry 2, which is in Far Cry 3, is there's a crazy cool fire mechanic in that game where you can get like a flamethrower and if you set fire to some like grasses. So like if you want to take out this outpost, of guys, you can just, and I did this once, is I just ran around with the flamethrower torching like a circle around it, and the fire just raged through and killed everyone.
Ooh.
So you can do cool shit, and it can backfire on you because you'll surround yourself in fire sometimes. But another issue with Far Cry 2 is guys don't ever despawn. So like if you like take over like an outpost and you leave it, they take it over immediately, and the next time you roll through that checkpoint, you have to fight guys again.
That sucks.
It's kind of it does suck, but it also combats the issue that happens in Far Cry 3 when you take over outposts and then the entire map's a ghost town because you've killed everyone. So, and then the other problem I have with Far Cry 2 is that every single person you see is going to kill you. Like whenever you're driving around, every time you see another truck, you're going to get into a gunfight because it's never just random people. It's always bad guys every time, and they always want to kill you. And that's kind of annoying because it's like, this is not realistic. Everyone wants to murder me all the time. Oh, yeah. But that reminds me of a game I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
That I played a bunch of this week.
Okay.
I may write something about this.
Okay.
My impressions of the Battlefield Hardline beta.
I haven't played any of it.
Which I secured a key for.
Yeah.
I know during E3 they announced access to the beta. When I got home, it was closed already, which was kind of annoying that it was not even a week later and you couldn't get into the beta. So I signed up for a key, and they sent me one probably because I bought every Battlefield game and I'm a premium subscriber. So I feel like they probably were like, give this guy and then when I got my email with the beta key, it said a beta key for EA employees. and it literally said, please don't spoil anything before the like EA press conference. Yeah. Or like it was the Microsoft keynote, I think, is when they first showed off Battlefield Hardline. Yeah. But the game had already been spoiled at that point. But like, it was pretty funny. It was like, don't spoil the surprise for people at E3, so don't tell anyone. Which is probably how information got out. Yeah. I mean, it was nice of them to give their employees the beta access, but but I played a bunch of it. Yeah. What do you think my reaction is going to be?
I think it's probably Battlefield.
Okay, and you're right.
It probably sucks just as much as Battlefield and as good as Battlefield, but probably with worse weapons.
Yeah. So let me get into this. So Battlefield Hardline, cops versus robbers. Yeah. I know at E3 they were selling it like a heist action movie, like Heat. Yeah, getting gun battles in downtown LA.
It does not look like that to me.
It is not that game. Yeah. It is Battlefield. Yeah. But instead you're cops, in air quotes, and robbers, in air quotes.
Cops that use rocket launchers and...
Yeah. So basically, and it's amazing too, and some of the presentations are actually pretty cool because they kind of present the game as like you're flipping through news channels and like finding... like this crazy like story about like a police downtown like brawl or shootout with. Yeah. It's kind of cool. It's a cool UI. Good for them. And they change up the weapon purchasing systems and all that stuff. Weapon unlocks are basically just a straight pick your weapon you want and like earn enough cash to unlock it. It seems. Okay. This is all beta though, so I mean this can change. Yeah. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. And I really hate when people nitpick betas and alphas and stuff, like the Destiny alpha and all that. It's like these are alphas and betas, although I don't know how Destiny's an alpha when the game is coming out in like 3 months.
Right.
I feel like it's probably a beta at that point, but whatever.
Yeah. And the beta's also starting in like less than a month.
Yeah, so it's like, call it whatever you want. It's
pre-beta.
Pre-release. So I don't know how to describe the game. It feels like Battlefield. The shooting's like Battlefield. I didn't have any multiplayer connection problems, although I read some people were having issues similar to Battlefield with it, but I didn't see that. I can only assume having 16-on-16 battles helps a lot with the server latency. Not to mention a smaller pool of players.
Battlefield 4 is 32 versus 32? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
On PlayStation 4
right.
and higher.
Yeah.
On the Xbox 360 and PS3, I think it's only 16.
Okay.
So, there's 2 game modes I played. There's a heist game mode style I can't remember the name of. Again, if I wrote something, I'd have to look all this up. So there's 2. I'm sure there's more in the game, but they're showing off like a heist where the robbers have to get from an armored car that's kind of a cutscene at the start where it gets knocked over, and you have to collect the valuables and get them past a police barricade on the other side of the map.
Okay.
So if you get shot, you drop the package. Someone else has to run and pick it up. It's kind of like a one-sided capture the flag, defenders versus attackers.
Okay.
That was kind of all right. And then there was another one which is like cash grab, where there's evidence in the middle of the map, and it's just basically a giant like cash locker, and the police are trying to take the cash back as evidence, and the robbers are taking the cash back to their armored car to drive away with it.
When has that ever happened ever?
I know. And that is the problem with this game. And therein lies the issue I have. And that is something high-minded video game journalists and writers call cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
And that is, I'm a policeman who is shooting a fucking AK-47 and mowing down like 40 fucking robbers who are attempting in a deserted downtown LA streets. Which actually is interesting. When the map loads, it says like police have cordoned off the area of downtown LA, and citizens are not allowed out on the streets. And I was like,
okay,
that's a handy way to explain away that issue. Yeah, thanks. No, but that was the annoying part, is that the game feels kind of lifeless because you're just running around in these abandoned city streets. Kind of like the game doesn't look very good at all compared to Battlefield 4.
Oh yeah.
No, not at all, actually. I was really surprised. But again, beta. Might not be final textures. Probably not. Game isn't coming out for like 6 months, and they may have been just testing the server functionality using an older build.
Now, I could... I think I saw part of a quick look on this. And it looked like to me the maps were smaller. Is that the case?
They are. Definitely way smaller, which is good, because you have less people, so you're less spread out.
Yeah. But that...
Couple things I really liked, though. I don't want to be completely negative. There's a lot more vertical traversal and a lot more like buildings that you're running in and out of. So it doesn't feel like wide open getting shot by vehicles combat. It's much more, jumping in and out of like windows, smashing a window with your gun butt and jumping through it, and running around inside buildings.
Okay.
There's like a zip line tool that you get.
Yeah.
So if you're like really high up, you can shoot a zip line down to the ground and slide on it down to the ground. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, that was one of the coolest things. Just running around, getting like how you can get into like an elevator, and go up to the top. There's a lot of there's more than one building that you could do that in, which was pretty cool. So you could get up there and snipe, or you could get up there and shoot a zip line down or parachute down. Yeah, because all the robbers and cops have parachutes in this game apparently. Another issue there, but it's just annoying because it's like when I saw that I was like, oh, this would be kind of cool. And then they showed some videos at the press conference of like getting in car chases. None of that fucking happens. Everyone just rams cars into walls, and the driving controls are kind of the same kind of like tank military vehicle controls for the cars, except for they go way faster, so you run into everything. Which kind of works. And there were a couple segments where I actually did get into a couple gunfights in the car, and that felt kind of cool. But in the small maps that are like city streets that are littered with vehicles and police blockades, it's kind of, you can't really get up to speed for very long. I don't know. It just it doesn't feel complete, and it's a beta, so who knows? But
the thing that gets me is like, what robbery ever happened that had like 16 robber, like a 16-man robber team, or
never,
more, because
ever.
they keep getting cut down and more keep coming. Like,
I mean,
that's
just insane.
It's weird.
I like the game modes because it does change, specifically the heist one. It changed quite a bit of the dynamic of the way Battlefield games work, because usually you got tickets, or usually you're assaulting a point, another person's defending a point. This was much, it's brand new. You're trying. It's like kind of like a VIP mode that I think they used to have, where you're trying to get one person across a map, while the other people are attacking you. So that, I mean, it kind of concentrates the violence and different venues that change randomly from map to map depending on what path you take.
Okay.
From point A to point B.
Yeah.
But overall, I was, I guess, underwhelmed a bit. Again, it's a beta.
Yeah.
I don't want to be completely shooting a game down before it comes out. But I mean, when someone says like a cops and robbers, I don't think Battlefield for one.
That's the thing. Like
because the streets are a battlefield, man.
It's fine if they want to make a game like this, like an urban combat Battlefield type thing. But why would you try to put it into some kind of weird cops and robbers context? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, not even that, but like, it's like, if there's gonna be like that, I want like civilians running around.
Well,
I want chaos.
And you want like car chases, like going down the street and like cops chasing behind you, and you probably don't want 16 versus 16. That's.
And you know what? When Grand Theft Auto 5 puts out the heist multiplayer pack, I mean, I feel like that is going to be the game I want to play.
Probably.
Like, where you have a team of like 8 guys who are robbing like a heist bank thing, and then you have the team of 8 cops that show up, and then you can get in like a giant open world car chase. That sounds awesome to me.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything about the new Grand Theft Auto HD, the Grand Theft Auto 5 HD?
I've been considering, since I haven't really done any of the story, I've been considering.
I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, I think I just probably might
I
buy it.
have to. Because
PS4.
if you haven't, look up the video, I think Digital it's like Digital Foundry or something, did a side-by-side comparison of the graphics. It is incredibly better.
Yeah.
It looks gorgeous. Like, there are like new lighting effects, like they updated textures. It looks really good.
I shouldn't have bought it last year at all.
Well, you had fun playing it though.
I didn't play it that much though. I mean,
well, the nice thing is your online players will transfer. So if you want to play GTA Online with me, we'll be able to keep all the money we got.
That's good.
And all the vehicles you unlocked and everything, and houses. Did you get that big cash upgrade? Did you ever cash in on that?
I don't know if I did. I don't think I did.
Yeah, so they were having server issues way early on, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna give everyone $500,000 if you log in between date A and date B."
I might have to
make
get
up
the money.
I did. I got the money, and I bought a penthouse.
I don't remember if
one of the most expensive locations.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Just so I could have a big garage. That's fun, though. I really want to get back into that because I remember having a lot of fun playing that when we were rolling with a couple people we knew.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of dicking around, doing, like, heist... Because, like, it was... I just love open world games like that. Like, when you get on, like, a mission where it's like, hey, stop this car from getting to point A to point B, and you do it with, like, 3 other people, and just craziness will ensue, and it's fun.
Yeah.
I remember we did, like, a car chase... where like one of your friends had been online and they were like a pocket or a fucking crotch rocket motorcycle and they kept crashing and they used up all of our lives before we even got to the place. It was like, dude, just get in my goddamn van.
Yeah.
It's safer for all of us. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it was fun. I really look forward to playing through that game again though. Cause I mean, I beat it, but I played it again.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I didn't get very far at all, so.
Oh, and it's going to look so good on the PS4. Oh,
yeah.
I can't wait. Oh.
You know what you should do? You should do
maybe I'll buy the PC version, though.
No, that's not cool.
Oh, for mods, though. Those Grand Theft Auto 4... You know what, though? I'll buy the PS4 version, play
wait for
with
Steam
you
sale.
online and other people, and wait for, like, a Steam sale 2 years from now when all the mods are out and everyone knows, like, the coolest ones, and I'll get that.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. What were you saying? Sorry?
I was just thinking, it's kind of unrelated, but you should do a retro review for Uncharted.
I will. Done.
Cool.
That'll be on the site now. That's a good idea, and I fucking beat the game. I have a lot of opinions about it.
Exactly.
I can look at reviews from the time and see what people say.
Yeah.
And kind of a little bit of how game culture has changed in the past 7 years.
Yeah. I've been...
That game was fun, though.
Yeah. I was going to actually pop in Uncharted 2, but I've been playing with Bud mostly, so...
That's where, Adam, you and I, Uncharted 2.
How? We can't do it. There's multiplayer, I guess, but it's not like co-op, I don't think. No, they're co-op missions, aren't there? Or...
I don't think so.
No?
But, no, I mean, I could always come down and visit.
You just want to make it like one of those things where, like, every few months, we'll do another one? Yeah, we could do that. I mean,
I don't see why not.
Uncharted 4's not going to come out for another year, so...
You mean you buy me dinner a couple times to pay off my gas?
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
Because it costs a lot of money in gasoline
yeah.
to drive down to Adam. Because, like, you know, you're like, oh, I'm driving. You know, I don't have to worry about transportation costs. But in my car, it's like $70 in gas round trip.
Yeah, I know.
It's about one and a half tanks of gas.
It's pricey.
Be cheaper for you to come up, I guess.
It would.
You get a better gas mileage, but
yeah,
less beautiful accommodations for you in this apartment.
Less comfortable. Yeah.
No place to sleep.
No place to sleep.
But you could have glass nickel.
I could sleep in the creepy basement.
Get a tattoo.
Yeah, a tattoo would be great.
Be great.
Make it a trip.
Yeah. All right. You play any other games, Adam?
Well, played a lot of Street Fighter 4.
Who's your character?
You know, actually...
If you say Ryu...
No.
I will murder you. Okay.
I was doing pretty good with Goken. But actually, I think I ended up with Jury.
Who the fuck is Goken?
He's an old guy. I don't know.
I don't know anything. That's a character that wasn't in the Street Fighter 4 I
played. I was going to say, not that they have like it's Ultra Street Fighter 4, arcade remix, whatever. They have a bunch more
Super Ultra Extended Remix, Extended Edition.
It's still not the actual Ultimate one because there's still like a $10 upgrade, I think, to get that one. But it's like the step right before that, I think.
All right.
But yeah, I was playing Goken and then Jury. I actually like Jury. It's Juri.
Yeah. Cool.
She's a lady.
Yeah, I think I played Jury. I think she might have been
awesome. I think she's all kicks too. I'm pretty sure even her punches are kicks, I think.
All right. Adam, guess what my main character was when I played that game.
Akuma?
No.
No.
He's cool, but no.
He is cool.
It's got to be one of the original guys because that's all I had.
Yeah.
Fei Long.
What?
Fei Long.
Really?
Is that his name, right? Right?
I hate Fei Long.
I love Fei Long. Why do you hate Fei Long?
He has shitty moves.
He doesn't have shitty moves.
He does.
He's got good moves.
I tried him. I didn't like him at all.
He doesn't have any fireball blasts.
He has no range. Yeah, he has no range at all.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of his characters. But you close the distance, and he has a lot of attacks that quickly close the distance.
Jury's like that too. She has no real close-up ones, although she does have a diagonal.
Yeah.
And a Hadouken thing, but
I just liked his super moves and stuff are really cool. And he's like Bruce Lee, which is badass.
Yeah, I know. I usually like characters like that. There was one in Dead or Alive 2, I think, on PS2 that I played all the time, who was like a Bruce Lee ripoff.
Yeah. I like Fei Long. Awesome. That was me, but who knows?
I just couldn't get his movesets down.
I had a really hard time with it, and I sucked ass, so I probably couldn't either, but I liked his character. I liked the cut of his jib.
Yeah.
I like the French guy, too. What was his name? He's all grapples, and I can't remember his name. It's like Abel? Is it Abel? God damn.
There is an Abel.
It must be Abel.
There's like some weird boxer dude, too. I don't know. This one actually had a bunch of maybe it's not Tekken. It was some other game, Capcom game too, that had a bunch of characters.
It's
in
possible.
From.
If you want to check out a sweet article, you can see the one I wrote for Street Fighter 4 characters that didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. I like that article.
Available on the site. Yep.
That's right. Available on bornintheeighties.net. Spell out the words. Don't type 80S. Because apostrophes don't work in URLs.
Yep. Actually, I don't think I played anything else in the interviewing week, but I did. I also bought, I think it's today, it's Stanley Parable.
I played that.
$6. I have not played it. I heard it's amazing. It was $6, so I bought it.
That game fucking rules, by the way.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard it's pretty short, too, so. There's a bunch of different ways to play through it.
Faux show. Adam Hamm.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout 4 news leak today.
I saw that. I was going to mention that, too, yeah. Yeah, we got the breaking news.
Breaking news. It'll be like half a week late, because when the episode comes out.
Right.
But apparently, I like that someone's like, a Redditor, GNR informant, revealed that Fallout 4 is in the making. Yeah, we know. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure Bethesda said they were working on the game.
They did, yeah.
But supposedly, a fall 2015 game, tentatively.
So they're shooting for. They said it'll be at E3 2015.
Yeah, next year expect a big reveal, so that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
So, I guess I don't know where they said they're looking. Boston, I guess. Is going to be
a location.
Yeah, take place in Boston. A direct sequel to Fallout 3, which is sad because I loved New Vegas. I loved it way more. But supposedly this is all rumor at this point. But they wanted to go with Boston because they're kind of looking at Lovecraftian fiction.
Ooh.
So there may be, instead of like super mutants and stuff, there may be crazy sea monster beasts in the Boston area. Actually. That sounds pretty cool.
It does sound cool. I'm excited.
Me too. Do you play any of New Vegas? Fallout New Vegas?
I own it, but I haven't played it.
Oh, it's so good. It's so much better than Fallout 3.
I played a little bit of Fallout 3. It was okay. I didn't really particularly... I don't know. I got lost, I think. I went wandering.
Fallout 3 is kind of mazy. A lot of maze.
Yeah.
And Fallout 3, I liked, but it just... Oh, man, just talking about it makes me want to play it, though, because that game is so much fun. But I liked New Vegas a lot more because it's much more wide open, kind of in I guess it's way... Oh, and you know what really sucks about Fallout 4, though? There's no way. So there's an image that's with this, too, that looks like a trademark image thing. Like a announcement mock-up. Oh, mock-up. Never mind. Somebody made this. So it's not real. But they put PS3 and Xbox 360.
Oh, I doubt it.
And the reason why I know it's fake now looking at it is it says Games for Windows logo as well.
Yeah,
I don't think they don't do that anymore, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah. But if it comes out in 2015, it comes out on PS3 and Xbox 360, the world ends. Because, Jesus, I don't want a game that's handicapped for old consoles still.
Well, a lot of places have been doing the thing where they make the main game and then they like have another studio do the shittier version.
I know, but 2015 fall, the systems have been out for 2 years.
Yeah.
Time to switch.
I agree.
I don't think any game coming out in 2015 should come out for the old consoles, besides maybe like sports games and shit like that.
Yeah.
That they're trying to keep getting numbers for, but who knows? Ugh, Fallout 4. I can't wait.
Yeah.
There's lots of people talking about fake nonsense, this rumor is, but, for someone who didn't play any of Fallout 3, you seem pretty hyped for Fallout 4.
Because I like the idea of Fallout 3, and I liked what I played of it. I enjoyed, but
all right.
I just got to the point where I got lost, and I was in an area with a bunch of high-level enemies that I couldn't fight.
Yeah.
And I was just like, fuck this. I don't want to start over again. And
yeah.
So I enjoyed what I played, but...
Cool.
I'm anxious to see.
I enjoyed what I played too.
Yeah.
I mean, I played a lot more of it than you.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that had that cool not bug, but where you could just use the command line in the console to unlock achievements for your Xbox Live account.
That was bullshit.
I think I messed around with that and I unlocked like 2 random achievements, like just being like, oh my god, it actually does work.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this feels wrong. I need to stop.
Because it is wrong.
But it doesn't matter because achievements are bullshit.
I guess.
Now I remember when I really was trying to unlock achievements to raise my gamer score, and now I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Because like they're putting out that new Halo Anniversary and it has 4,000 achievements in it. It's like, hey, it's one game, man.
Yeah.
4,001. That doesn't seem fair.
Well, it's technically 4 games smashed together.
Well, what about like the Sega game collection? Why is that only 1,000? You know, there's like 30 games in that.
Yeah, they're smaller games though.
I guess. I don't know. Anyway, Adam, you all right there?
Yep, I'm good.
Adam's just shifting his laptop crazily.
Trying to get comfortable.
Yeah, it's impossible with your setup.
Well,
I've seen it.
Yeah. The chaise is comfortable, but yeah.
You gotta have a laptop on the lap.
Yeah.
That's no good. All right. Anything else? Adam, topics.
I don't know if you saw it in Evernote, but
I did.
What
do you want to talk about first?
HP announced a new
type of computer.
Yeah.
All right.
I like this just because I can't wait for the future.
Adam, this is something I've known from you.
I know. I love it. But supposedly, the computer they're working on is capable of calculating 640 terabytes of data in a billionth of a second.
All right.
And
that sounds cool.
Talking about being able to scale it up and down, scaling it up to petabytes of data.
Yep, which is the worst sounding type of byte.
Yeah,
that's like a byte that is like little children.
Yeah,
petabytes.
I guess
that sounds bad.
But it really just means 1,000 terabytes.
Yeah,
they're talking about managing up to 160 petabytes of data in like 250 nanoseconds. So insane, and using 80 times less energy. Although I thought that was 80%. I don't know, either 80% or 80 times less energy. Either way, a lot less energy.
That sounds cool. So what to the layperson does this mean?
I wish I knew, because if it actually works and it's actually not super expensive, which I'm sure it will be at first at least.
Of course.
That's just an insane amount of information being processed at an insane speed. They're talking about using, instead of the way all computers work now, where you have like a main central processor, a CPU, and you have like, caches and your RAM and a hard drive. They're going to be using, instead of hard drives and solid state hard drives and stuff like that, storage technology based on memristors.
All right.
Which is a different kind of resistor. It's
a pretty cool name for a resistor.
Yeah, it is.
A memristor.
Well, it's basically the same kind of storage that you have in your RAM, which is super fast, but RAM is volatile, meaning if the power goes out, you lose everything in the RAM that's been saved there for working on. Mm-hmm. Memristor, though, because it stores it a different way, will stay. All the different ones and zeros will not be wiped out. So basically, it's like having all of your computer storage, like your hard drive, is basically made out of RAM, which is insanity. If you have a solid state hard drive, you're seeing something kind of like that now, although they're not the same. Still not on the same level. And they're talking about using, instead of copper wires to transport electrons, they want to use photonic cabling, basically like fiber cabling, to use light transmissions to transfer data instead of electricity. So with have electrons going through copper, even through copper, which is very conductive. Those electrons are bumping into copper atoms and stuff like that, and it's all slowing it down. Whereas theoretically, using photonic stuff, it's near the speed of light for transfer of information across like data centers and stuff like that, or inside the device. Okay.
I've fallen asleep.
Instead of having a central processor where they have a couple cores that work on stuff,
oh, gee, it's still
they
going.
have specialized cores that each do a certain thing.
Oh yeah, special. Are they special as in like special?
Specialized. Instead of general. So, anyways, the basic takeaway is that in the next 3 or 4 years, we could be seeing some incredible boosts in computing power. If it works, it's still kind of theoretical at this point. They're working on it. They're talking about having actual stuff out, like a prototype maybe in 2015, and then actual stuff like for devices in 2018. But it's scalable, they say. So not only will it be like for big data centers and stuff like that, but technology can be scaled down to like smartphone size. So you could have a smartphone with like 100 terabytes storage.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Could download all the porn.
Really fast. Exactly.
all of the porn. Give all. Just get that torrent. Mm-hmm. Now that I'm on your... now that the internet's under your name, I can torrent any illegal thing I want, and I don't have to worry about any legal repercussions because of your name is on there. I don't think that's true.
I'm pretty sure I can prove that I haven't lived there in a long time.
Maybe.
But
maybe you drove up here and downloaded a bunch of stuff.
I think that would be pretty easy to prove that I did not do.
Anyway. Oh, patent trolls, huh?
Basically, yeah. It's just, it sounds really crazy, and I hope it actually works.
It does sound crazy. So crazy that I have no clue what you're talking about.
Really? Okay. Well.
Nope. I'm sorry.
All right.
It's like beyond me.
Well, the point is, it could be really fast. How about that?
Yep. That
really
sounds
fast.
Good. Faster's better.
Is better.
We all know that. Adam Hamm, I got something for you. What this father did brought me to tears, and I never cry.
This is Upworthy?
No. It's one of the 1,000 Upworthy clones that everyone posts on Facebook
maybe?
now. No, not BuzzFeed. I don't even read what fucking bullshit it was. It was probably some fucking thing. We got Upworthy. A customer wants to make a waitress's life miserable, so the waitress blurts out the truth. ...
Yep.
Fucking Facebook, Adam. This is the plague on my life now. Is people posting Upworthy stories to Facebook and shit like that, where they always have like a leading title. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Where they're like, what they did, you'll never forget.
You have to click to find out.
Like what? You gotta click to find out. It's genius.
Yeah. We should do that.
And the worst thing.
We should do that now.
This is the worst thing that's ever happened to humanity.
I disagree.
It's literally worse.
I think genocide rates a little bit higher, but by a margin maybe.
A veterinarian locked himself in a hot car for 30 minutes. Every dog owner needs to know what he said. ...
Guessing.
What did he say?
It was bad.
That hot cars are hot? That brings me to an actual interesting story that is has to do with
Are you saying
cars.
my story wasn't interesting?
No, I'm saying that I thought of an interesting story, not just me ranting about Upworthy on Facebook and how much I fucking hate it. But, so recently there was a guy in Mississippi who left his child in a car for a full day, and it died.
Yeah, that would happen.
And he's being charged with murder.
Okay.
And there's a few articles, actually, that have come out about this that are kind of interesting. It's like, what is that crime? Because you didn't do anything. There's no intent. It is literal.
No, there's like
a horrible.
There are definitely
that has
charges at least for that. Like I think third-degree murder is something along those lines. Actually,
it is. It's somewhat
it's not
like
first degree. It's not premeditated attempt to murder someone.
Which is what he was charged with.
Wow.
Which is ridiculous. But it's just kind of weird because when you think about it. it's something that actually happens a lot more than you'd think. And it's the worst because, like, literally his situation was he was going to drop this person off his child off at daycare, and he got a bunch of calls from work while he was in the car, and he ran in quickly and forgot. And it's easy to forget. I mean, like, and this article I read brought up a really interesting point, is that this is something that hasn't happened as much until recently, because now children are in car seats that can't be in the front. Because that's bad. You don't want the airbag hitting your child. Mm-hmm. They have to be turned backwards if they're young because it's safer. To the point where if you were in a car with a child who was being quiet and you looked back, you wouldn't know they were there. Yeah. You know, back in the olden days when, I remember this.
I find it pretty hard to believe that he forgot that.
I was this way as well, but kids just sit in the back with the seatbelt.
I have a hard time believing that he forgot for the entire day that his kid was in a car.
You'd think that, but I think it's a Washington Post article, but you read that and like it's happened it happens dozens of times. Like,
how old was
every
this
couple
child?
Years. I mean, like I think 7-8 months old, something like that. I mean,
if your child is 7 or 8 months old, then every day is spent mainly taking care of that child. They would have to.
And this is what I thought. And you read the article and you're like, oh my God, how easy is this to do? Because it happens to a lot of people and it's horrible. And there's like nothing that can be done. Because how can you remember something? And then like,
I don't know about that.
I don't want to sound terrible, but like in the connected world that we're in, it's very, very easy to get sidetracked.
Yeah,
but and people say, oh, you get sidetracked from your kid.
Well, okay, getting sidetracked from your kid...
Shit happens sometimes.
Getting sidetracked from your kid is one thing. But a 7 or 8 month old, which requires constant care...
Okay, I don't know if it was 7 or 8 months
old.
Oh,
well, that's what you said. I asked her when you said 7 or 8 months.
I don't fucking know, but it happens to kids of all ages.
You should say the age then. If it happens to...
It doesn't matter because it happens hundreds of times.
It does matter.
So it's
when you take care of a young infant every day for a certain amount of time, you're going to notice some free time. Trust me.
Well, not if you're dropping them off at daycare every day and then just forget that one day. And it's horrible because it's such a simple thing, and I guarantee you, the person who feels worse about it is the person who did it. You know what I mean? So I think I read a comment that said, no matter what happens, nothing will be worse than how they feel.
Yeah.
Because
if there's
terrible.
No real intent, then I guess that's one thing. I don't know. I guess if you are dropping your kid off at daycare, and you're not taking care of them all the time, maybe that's something. I don't know.
I mean, I could imagine a scenario where your wife would be like, "Hey, can you drop the kid off today? I can't." And you just, you go through your daily routine while you're driving. You get distracted on the phone with someone because they're calling you and like, hey, we need their report, so make sure you get to that right away. And then you're like, yeah, and then you run in because you usually aren't dropping the kid off. And now it's...
I guess I can see that.
I mean, it's just... And it's awful.
That is awful. Yeah.
It's awful. There has to be... I guarantee you, there's some money to be made here of some sort of device that can be put onto car seats that could be connected to it, like, I don't know, some sort of cell connection or something. These fucking car seats are as expensive as can be already. But something like, if there's a kid in the car seat, like, for, I don't know, like maybe a temperature sensor and, like, hits, like 90 degrees, it will call your phone or something. Like, I mean, something that could save lives. And I have now trademarked that, and anyone that invents that now is beholden to me because they listened to this podcast clearly and came up with that idea off of what I said. So I win. And
you heard it here first. John has no regard for children's lives. He wants the cash.
Yes, exactly. Give me all the money.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard something that was... It did not end in tragedy, but it occurred to me like I could totally do that. And I think it was somebody in the winter who would like start up their car to warm it up. It was outside, but there was like snow behind it, and they were like gonna like start shoveling snow, and they had their kid in the car, to keep them warm.
Oh God, no!
And it was like he didn't realize it until like he shoveled some snow, and he felt like a hot puff of air because the snowbank had like covered up the exhaust, and he was like, "Holy shit!"
I just filled my car up with exhaust.
Yeah, exactly. And then, the kid was fine or whatever, but I thought, that's something that I never think about. I never think about car exhaust. Ever. Yep. I would not think
you don't think about it until something terrible happens.
Exactly. And I'd be like, I can't imagine, how insane that would be to, like, something stupid like that causing... Ugh. I don't like to think about it. But yeah, I read that and I was like, jeez. This world's dangerous. It's a dangerous place.
When you're a parent, awful.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Disney is adapting Into the Woods.
I heard about this. I didn't really read anything about it, though. I heard they were changing some stuff.
Wow.
Into the Woods is a great play.
Disney's original announcement is that they were turning Into the Woods into a studio picture starring Meryl Streep and Johnny Depp. Okay, but who knows? This is, again, near rumor at this point. This is in the planning stages, so who fucking knows? But Sondheim himself talked about and kind of brought up some information that may be saddening to people, but it seems that Disney is Disneyifying Into the Woods. As they Disneyified Maleficent.
Well, Maleficent was based on previous Disney property already, though. So
I know, but I mean the idea was they kind of used a little bit of kid gloves with some stuff.
I guess, yeah.
During a recent masterclass in New York City, the coolest and fucking luckiest students ever had Sondheim in their classroom.
Yeah.
Speaking to a group of high school drama teachers, so I guess it must have been a symposium. Disney's decision to axe a large portion of Into the Woods content.
Are they taking the entire second half? Because that's where everything goes to shit.
Yeah, the good half.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
The whole point of the musical.
That's the whole thing. The whole thing is like, no, the fairy tales don't end the way you think they do. They keep going.
Those of you who haven't seen Into the Woods is a brilliant musical by my favorite musical director, Stephen Sondheim. And the whole first half is your classic. It takes like all these different fairy tale characters, your Rapunzel, your Cinderella,
Jack and the
I don't think Cinderella's in it, but it's all of these guys.
Yeah.
And they kind of have their own interesting, like interwoven, like fun, like light, fairy tale story that ends, and you're like, oh, that was good.
Think that like Once Upon a Time show, except musical version.
First half, and they all mix up. It's fun. First half, second half. Fucking shit went down.
Yeah.
Like, hey, guess what? Fairy tales don't end with happily ever after. Shit happens afterwards. Rapunzel killed. The giant fell on her that was slain.
Yeah.
The prince, Cinderella's prince guy, cheats on her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Giantess. I'm sorry, it was not a giant. It was a lady giant, but whatever. So Sondheim said, you'll find in the movie that Rapunzel is not killed.
Oh.
And the prince does not sleep with the baker's wife.
What? No.
Okay, those are huge turning points in the show.
That's the whole point of the show.
Which totally fucking are songs based on that. Yeah. Like Any Moment, when the baker's wife talks about being seduced by the prince that leads up to their eventual affair. There's what was the other great song too? Witch's Lament.
Huh?
Witch's Lament.
Yeah,
when the witch talks about realizing that Rapunzel's death. It's these amazing musical numbers deal with these. I don't know what they're going to do. Also hinted at being cut was the Little Red Riding Hood's sexualization. But that's the whole point of that character.
It is the whole point.
That was the whole point of the musical, is that it's a dark musical about fairy tales.
Exactly.
And they're going to make it. They're going to make it Johnny Depp dark, basically. They're going to make it, fucking. But I mean, oh shit! What was the other Sondheim musical that Depp was in? What's it called? Guy who cuts off people's.
That wasn't Sondheim, was it?
Yeah, it is.
What
the fuck is it?
Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Sweeney
That's
Todd.
the only Sweeney Todd. Yes, that is Sondheim, and but that was fairly dark in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't see why. But anyway, yeah, Little Red Riding Hood's like the big bad wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's kind of the whole analogy of a little. I don't know. The musical's genius. And they're going to end up changing it into something it isn't.
All I've got to say is they've got to have the Prince's song Agony in there, the two Princes. Because Agony is an awesome song.
So who knows?
Yeah, I'll still see it, damn it, because I like Into the Woods, but
yeah,
that'll be bad if they...
So
they're gonna have to like cut off right at the first half. They're gonna have to like just not do anything at the end. Don't like it.
Isn't there a line in Into the Woods where one of the characters talks about fairy tales and like I think she says something like some of us don't like the way you're telling our story, that this is the real story.
Yeah.
Except for that Disney is turning it into the fucking kid version.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? But anyway, during this class, a teacher asked Sondheim about what she should do to her students that are upset about having plays censored in high schools. And Sondheim actually had some interesting thoughts. He said, you have to explain that censorship is part of our puritanical ethics. It's something you're going to have to deal with. There's a point at which you don't compromise anymore, but that may mean you won't get anyone to sell your painting or perform your musical. You have to deal with reality. And that's the sad,
very practical approach.
That's Sondheim for you. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's just the thing. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't fucking know, dude.
Oh yeah,
because I love that musical, and
I know. I told Ms. Havens we should do Chicago.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I don't think so. I don't think that'd play well in Darlington.
What? Oh, in our high school?
Yeah, Chicago.
No. I don't even think... Chicago's all right, but...
Chicago's pretty sexualized, I think.
Well, and I mean, it was pretty big when we were in high school.
It was,
but,
yeah.
I don't think as a musical it is particularly even good for...
I like the music in it. It's got some great jazz.
It does have some great
stuff.
songs, but I think it's like a high school musical. Like even like the setup, it's kind of not really a traditional musical.
It starts with
show.
Somebody cheating on somebody and a murder. So
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I mean the movie also. It's kind of hard to compete with the movie, and
yeah.
That's what people will be thinking of when you see it. But
we did Footloose.
I don't know,
which was awesome.
Awesome. Footloose is awesome. I will hear no negatives.
Exactly.
And we didn't change very much at all.
No.
Just a couple lyrics.
Yeah.
One of the songs I remember specifically.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, man. Good old times. What musicals did we do in high school?
I did. You probably did one more than I did. Because you did, I think.
Well, you did what? But I think, did you do one when you were a freshman?
Yeah.
See? So we
I did
probably
actually.
did the same amount.
So I did South Pacific.
Ugh.
That was
horrible.
It wasn't that bad.
That show's horrible.
It's not horrible.
Yes, it is. Adam, if that's what people think the Pacific War was.
Well, okay. I don't think the point of South Pacific was to...
It's ridiculous.
Tell the harsh realities of the Pacific Theater.
It would be like, it's like a fucking musical that takes place in Nazi Germany where it's about like these like fucking German farmers and their like farm town issues. It's like, this is a horrible thing that's happening.
What about the producers?
Well, exactly. It's like the same idea. I mean, springtime for Hitler.
It worked.
This is springtime for Hirohito. I don't fucking know.
It's not like that. It really...
No, it isn't.
But
it is pretty bad in the fact that it kind of...
It's got good music.
It's a little racist-y. I mean, Adam, can you describe the makeup you were wearing?
I was a Pacific Islander in brownface.
Yeah.
So
real good, Adam.
I was also a Navy guy though too. So
of course.
Then Brigadoon, which was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I don't really like the music as much in Brigadoon, but
that was a fun performance.
It was a fun performance to do though.
There's a lot of people, and there's actually a really fun chase scene in that where you can kind of have a lot of fun. So.
Yeah. And we did Charlie Brown musical that time too.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown.
They did that instead of a play
Yeah.
for the spring.
And then did Music Man, which is way overdone, but still a good musical.
It is a fun musical. Shapoopy's a really fun song.
I had a good part in that one, so I was Marcellus.
You had the Shapoopy part.
I did. I don't know if I would call it the Shapoopy part, but yes.
You were the lead Shapoopier. Mm-hmm. You were Buddy Hackett.
I was Buddy Hackett.
Oh, that's a fucking great movie.
It is. It's good.
Anyway.
Then we did Footloose.
What else? Footloose? Your senior year?
Yeah.
Were you Wallace? What was his name?
Now that you said other names, I'm having a hard time remembering.
There's a W name. Is it like Wilford? Wilbur?
God.
Wilton?
It's his best friend. It's the main character's best friend.
Yes, you play the country bumpkin that he teaches how to get rhythm.
Yeah, I'm always like the comic relief sidekick guy.
Yeah, but you know that song in the musical, Let's Hear It for the Boy?
Yep.
That song was about your character.
It was about my character. I had an awesome dance sequence in that too, where I started out not being able to dance and then busting out moves at the end. It was awesome. Yeah,
you learned how to dance. Yeah. And the whole town learned how to love just a little bit more. Yeah. And then I was in Once Upon a Mattress the year after that.
Oh, okay. I saw that. That was pretty good.
That's a fun show. I had no singing parts.
It was funny.
Which is interesting for being the only guy that could sing in our high school at that point.
Yeah.
But I had no singing parts. They gave some of the lead roles to people younger than me and couldn't sing. So, all right, that worked out. I was a little disappointed in that, but you know. That was the first of many roles I did not get. No, I'm kidding. I didn't get many roles in high school, which was kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe just people in Darlington couldn't handle my style.
I didn't until junior and senior year.
I didn't in junior and senior year because you guys ruined it for me in my junior year because you had every musically talented person in the fucking southern Wisconsin central area in your class.
That's true.
And my class had absolutely no one in it that sang.
Yeah.
But I didn't even get... I got a tiny part. I was furious. And then I did the play that year, and I don't even remember what it was. I think it was Little Women. Oh, and I got a tiny part in that, too.
I didn't see that.
It was terrible.
My senior year, I was Nick Bottom in Midsummer Night's Dream, which was awesome.
I had a small role in that as well. I think I was...
That was my favorite play that we did.
I was Aegeus.
Yeah.
The bad guy. Dad. Bad dad.
You were one of the dads.
Bad dad. I always played the dad or grandfather.
That's like, I think...
that's literally everything Pat. I played was dad or grandfather.
That was like my friend Pat. He always got those roles in our class. He was like the preacher in Footloose.
We get dad roles. That's me. Yeah. Dad roles.
Pretty much.
Man, I got fucking screwed over in high school. And when I went to college, I got a bunch of big roles. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, even more competitive, too. I don't even know. I mean, high school was bullshit. I didn't get anything. I said this when I was in college, is that I completely disown my hometown. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Fuck Darlington. They didn't want me. I'm done. Yeah. I got Madison now. Yeah, it's crazy.
Madison's a good town.
I mean, it sucks, too, because I can sing, like, really well. Yeah. Like, I sing professionally.
Yeah.
And I didn't get any parts. But in college, I did. So, whatever. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, man, I'm trying to think, like, I don't know. I just really wish I could have sang a big part in a musical. I've never done that. I've always been chorus or small one-note part, you know?
Yeah. I would recommend it. It's fun.
I'm sure. I can sing, too, so I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys
didn't do any
I was thinking of
musicals at Edgewood, or?
They did not very many, and they always sucked. And I just never tried out for them. I don't know. I think I was just burnt from Darlington. Like, I was like, I'm not going to get a part anyway, so why should I even try? Which kind of sucked, but, you know, it was a shitty opinion to have. But I was also super busy because I didn't major in theater in college, so
right.
That was all secondary to my biology degree. But, I guess I was trying to think of, like, if we did a musical, because I know Lauren did Les Mis in her high school, and I was trying to think if it was senior year, what part I would have in Les Mis. And I mean, the one part that I would want the most.
Valjean probably, or not Valjean. You'd probably be
Javert. Exactly, and I mean
Javert.
it's perfect for my vocal range as well. And I am a very large and imposing man, so it would definitely be it. But I could totally sing Jean Valjean because he's kind of the dad character for the second half, and I could hit all those notes as well.
I'd be like the Thenardier guy.
Yeah, or him. Yeah, exactly. I could do that too, but they'd probably have me do Javert, especially in our high school where there were no fucking singing people.
Exactly.
But yeah, Javert would be awesome, and he's my favorite character in that musical. So
he is. He's great. He's got a lot of great songs.
Oh, he does. He's got that inner turmoil. His wanting to follow the law, and then it eventually unraveling in his own mind in song form at the end.
Exactly.
But yeah, Jean Valjean, I mean, I can sing all that shit, but I probably have to be that, though, because of the amount of singing. You mean you have to have someone that can sing well. And he's not a young character, so I always play older characters, so... Because he's not because the young love interest is Marius.
They just made you the priest.
They made maybe the old priest that shows up for one song.
Exactly.
Take these fucking candles you forgot.
Yep.
I think that's a line from the musical.
Yeah.
No, I'd be Javert. I mean, that's a role made for me.
I think
you
so,
want a
too.
big, tall guy with a deep voice?
Yeah.
Hook me up, man.
Like, that would have been Pat in our...
I'm sure, for sure.
My class.
Hell
He
yeah.
would have been Javert.
Yeah. I probably would have been the goddamn old guy in that one, though. We did it junior year. You guys would have had all the other roles locked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking A. Yeah, you would have been Thenardier, though. There's no question about that. That's the comedy role.
That's comedic sidekick.
That's the role I think that I would get if I auditioned for it now in like a area theater version, because Javert would probably be a much older person, and I'm a tall, goofy, weirdly shaped man that would be perfect for Thenardier. You know what I mean? So yeah. That's kind of the way I see it. But God, I should try out for a musical at some point in my life.
I'd love to if my hours actually would let me.
I'd like
that was my problem through most of the time when I was in.
Yeah. I'd like to be in a musical. I just would like a bigger part. You know what I mean? Like, that's really it. Like, I've played so many small parts. I want to be out there. I want to be singing the big notes.
Somewhere out there.
Yeah, I auditioned for a musical in Madison, and I knew the director, and I didn't get a part. He asked me to audition, and I didn't get a part. I was really disappointed. I was like, I thought for a shoo-in that I would be in the chorus.
Yeah.
Nope.
Ouch.
I know. Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Is it like the person who like ran your choir thing? Or?
No. He doesn't do musicals. He wouldn't touch those with a 10-foot pole. He's all chamber music.
I see.
Which is fun to sing, but different.
Yeah. I was in like 3 choirs in college. I had a bunch
singing.
Of free time.
You had a bunch of free time because you weren't studying.
Yeah.
Oh, Adam.
Basically.
What happened to your college career?
I don't know.
What happened? We've never talked about this.
I've never talked about it with anyone. It's the dark time.
Just what occurred? Like, what caused you to stop?
No, I'm not getting into
really?
it. Yeah. No, it was just a lot of bad stuff that's happening.
Stuff? I mean, I can't imagine anything bad that happens in college.
No.
Just got some bad grades?
Just, I don't know. I just stopped caring about everything.
Wow.
Did nothing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You turned into me?
Pretty much.
You turned into the misery vampire?
I did. Yeah, it was not cool.
I'm sorry. That sucks.
Yeah.
You were at such a good time. You were such a bright bulb. What happened?
I know. I don't know.
Really? You don't want to go into it at all? I'm not going to push. I just want like a hint. Can I get like a light like overview?
I can't think of any particular thing that did it.
You just grew disillusioned with college?
I don't know. I was taking a bunch of classes I didn't really want to take. I took Japanese, which was cool.
But
I took theater classes.
So you got yourself into the point where you were unfocused on what you were doing, correct?
Well, I don't know. Like I was always doing fine in the classes that I wanted to take.
Yep, but you ended up taking bad classes.
In theater, I got like straight A's. I did not in Japanese later on, just because it required a lot of work that I'd kind of given up on.
Yep.
And there was a bunch of other classes that I had to take for requirements, and I didn't want to take them. Wasn't interested in them. Just basically didn't go to them.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. You needed me there. If we had been roommates, things would be different.
They would be different.
Could you imagine if I would have gotten into UW-Madison, which I didn't, because my amazing ACT score and GPA in high school apparently aren't good enough if you're a white guy. Not to get into affirmative action too much, but...
Yeah, let's avoid that.
But not that I'm against affirmative action, but I feel like I needed to be more extraordinary than I was. And I didn't honestly apply that hard.
Yeah.
Because, like, once I didn't get in initially, I was like, kind of fuck you. Like, I thought my application and my talents kind of stood for themselves, and I didn't get in, so I don't know. And then I probably could have gotten in, because they asked me to send more stuff and, like, do more application things, and I just didn't. So I didn't get in. But, like, it was like, why should I have to? Like, I should be instant in. I applied early. I was in, like, the top 10% of my class. I had, like, I think I had, like, a 3.7 GPA, which is a bit low, but not crazy low. And I had, like, a 29 on my ACT. I was like, I should be in here.
Yeah.
I got some good scores.
Totally.
And, I don't know. I guess I just bled failure. The stench of failure was in my letter I sent, I guess. It smelled me a mile away, Adam.
Yeah.
But, so I didn't get in. But if I would have gotten in, we totally would have been roommates, and I totally would have been on your fucking case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
About getting to class, and you probably would have felt guilty. I would have guilted you into going to classes.
I think part of it, too, is I just went from a pretty structured environment to, like, there's nobody, like...
I think part of it, though, is I think you have a hard time making new friends. Is that true?
That's definitely part of it. That's definitely
and
part
so
of
you
it.
didn't.
And
this is something when I was an RA we learned all about, and the issues that can happen is that, like, when people move to a new city and transplant their whole life, and they don't either, through just never having to have done that before. I had moved multiple times. You had too, I guess, but
I had too. I moved a lot, actually.
But, like, just not meeting the right people early on in your college career, and not making that new friend group and balance, Like, and if that's critical. That's why, like, when you're an RA and they have events, they're, like, really front-loaded in the year. It's to get people, like, meeting each other early so you can make friends early and, like, have that support structure throughout your whole career in college. And, I mean, for you had some friends, but I feel like that, like, your Darlington friends...
They all left.
Yeah, they all kind of scattered to the wind.
They did.
And then I was at Edgewood, and we didn't hang out for, like, an entire year, which was weird.
Yeah.
That's because I had made a whole bunch of friends that weren't you, unfortunately, and we just kind of lost touch.
Well,
there was, like, a dark year.
I bet if you probably tracked it, you probably could track how quickly I fell by how many people I knew
leaving
there.
So you didn't have any friends anymore,
Pretty
and
much,
I was shunning you.
Yeah.
Kind of. Although you could have always called me.
I could have. That's not me, though.
See, I know it isn't you. I have to initiate everything with you.
You're
like a woman.
Whoa.
I have to make all the moves, Adam.
I don't know.
I'll tell you, though. One of them.
I know where that kind of comes from.
Yeah.
It's just outdated thinking. That comes from growing up with my grandparents. Where it's always like, you never invite yourself to anything.
That's
or you
true.
Never...
That's a very Midwestern type of ideal, too.
It is.
It's very humble,
really work It doesn't work now.
It doesn't.
But it was ingrained in me when I was young. So I just, and when people had, like, only telephones on their wall that were used for...
Yeah. Cell phones weren't big.
Stuff like that, so...
You know what I mean? Fuck, man.
Yeah.
I just wish you would have hung out more now that I think about it. Because I don't talk to any of my college friends.
No, there was definitely at least 1 year in there that was a pretty dark time for me.
That was probably the year I never talked to you.
Yeah.
Which is crazy
probably.
because, like the main reason I went to Madison, not the main reason, but one of the main reasons was to be with you. I'm serious, because you were like my best friend in high school. So I was like, I want to be in the same city.
Yeah.
I also wanted to move to a bigger city, and Madison was a bigger city.
Yeah.
And when I didn't get into UW-Madison, I was disillusioned, but then Edgewood came calling, and they offered me a ton of scholarship money. So I was like, all right, I'll go to Edgewood.
Yeah.
And then I was in the same town, but then I made a huge friend group at Edgewood because I'm a fucking social butterfly, and I make friends with everyone that I meet. So
I did done better, I think, at a smaller school too.
Yeah,
just because
I think that's a big part of it. I feel like if I went to UW, I would have fucking faltered.
Yeah, all the different classes I went to, like, it's hard to get friends when every place you go to is like a completely different group of people. I never really saw anybody long enough to, the closest was theater, and I had some kind of friends in theater, but they were not like good friends.
Yeah, you didn't make that jump from acquaintance friend to let's go hang out and watch a movie in your dorm friend.
Yeah, basically.
I made that jump immediately.
Yeah, that's the way you do it.
I honestly think, I'm glad I didn't go to a big school, because I feel like I would have had that same issue. Although, if I would have went to UW, you and I would have hung out all the time. And then maybe we both would have nosedived each other down.
That could be.
We would have just both been like, let's just play more Super Nintendo games on your TV and not go to class.
I spent an inordinate amount of time there at other people's, because Pat went there and Jeff Weagle went there.
Yeah, you hung out in their dorms, I know.
I even slept there sometimes.
Yeah, they had like a futon.
They did, yeah. So
I wasn't allowed.
You weren't allowed?
I wasn't allowed to talk to Pat.
Really?
I don't know. He hated me for some reason.
Did he?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know what the deal was. That guy hated me.
I was always good friends with you, and I was good friends with Pat, so I don't know.
You were the flavor that both of us wanted, but neither of us could share.
I suppose.
You know what I mean?
Although I don't know how I feel about being that flavor.
Well, what I'm saying is that I think both of us found you compatible as a friend, but I guess the parts that were compatible were not the same parts. You know what I mean? So like, what I liked about you isn't what he liked about you, making me a different person than you enough to where he would hate me and like you.
That could be.
Which is crazy.
That could definitely be. Yeah.
Oh man. I don't know. Weird time. Clicky time. High school. D-Town. D-Tizzle. Yeah. I'm going to be there tomorrow.
Fun.
Yeah. Father's Day stuff. It's a week late. Yep. My parents were on a trip, so it was not possible for that week.
Said Happy Father's Day over Facebook to my dad, so
didn't even call.
I was going to, then I forgot. I know, horrible.
I at least phone called. Courtesy 10-minute phone conversation.
I not only messaged on his wall, I also posted on my wall. And I posted a cool picture
you did.
of us together.
Yep, when you were a baby.
I really put the effort into it.
A wee baby Hamm. I want to take that picture and put a beard on it. The similarity will be uncanny.
Yeah, you think?
Well, you have a young face.
I was 10 days old, I think, for that picture.
Wow. That's young.
Because that was Christmas. And I was...
Oh, yeah. You were born on the 15th.
Around. Yeah, I was due on the 15th.
Nice.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, 15th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, when's your birthday? 17th?
No.
13th?
No.
15th.
Yes.
I know, that's what I said. But I always forgot. But you know what my birthday is?
I always know it's between 2 days.
Friendship test. Would you say
October 11th?
Is that your final answer?
Yep.
That's it.
Good.
You're good.
I always remember it's 10 either. I always say 11 or 9 because I know it's right next to each other.
Yeah.
But I can never remember what direction. I think it's
11th. Yeah. You're right.
Because my nephew is 9/8. I don't know. It's hard to.
You know what it means when you're born in the middle of October?
That you were conceived in spring?
You were conceived around February 14th.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
As 9 months previous.
Valentine's Day.
I was a Valentine's baby. I think I was born early, too, if I remember correctly. So I may have been right on. Shit, son.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. I think it's about time to wrap up.
I think you're right.
All right. Well, thank you for listening, as always.
Yep.
You can go to bornintheeighties.net. Send your comments there. You can email us at bitecast@gmail.com. Although nobody ever uses that. So all it is now like a repository for spam emails that come in.
Yeah.
It's like a Gmail spam filter, like testing bed, like just seeing what gets through and what doesn't. But people do send comments on the website, but nobody seems to use the email. Yeah. All right. Well, that's gonna wrap it up, and that's it. If you want to go on iTunes and give us a 5-star rating, it'd be appreciated. I don't know.
Please do.
I feel like I have to mention that every once in a while.
I went there recently to check.
Is it like 3 stars still?
Yep.
That's pretty much locked in for life, I think.
I think so.
Because we got a big boost early on.
You did some very nice comments in there, though.
I know. I appreciate those. They make my life better.
Including one that called me Hamm the Betrayer, which I had to smile at.
You were, but now you're Hamm the Redeemer.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I like that. Let's go with that now.
You've come in on your white horse on the top of the hill with the light shining down on me, about to be destroyed.
Build a statue of me up on a hill so we can have the Hamm the Redeemer statue.
That's already the image.
I want to be bigger than Jesus.
No, I'm replacing the. No.
Like the Beatles.
I'm You know what image I'm talking of? I'm talking about the Two Towers, Lord of the Rings. When Gandalf appears on the hill, the white, that is Adam. That image is already being photoshopped in my mind, so appreciate that. Hamm the Redeemer. Bornintheeighties.net to see that picture. All right.
Yep.
That's all I got to say about that. And that's all I had to say about that. Forrest Gump.
A touchstone.
We're done. We're done.